We're going to look at what summation notation is and how we can use that in arithmetic series. So if you see this confusing looking thing, it's a summation. So what we're doing is we're summing, or we're adding up all of the numbers starting from plugging in 1 to n all the way up until plugging 10 in for n. All of the integers from 1 to 10. So 2 times 1 plus 2 times 2 plus 2 times 3 all the way up until 2 times 10. 10 is the last number we're plugging in for n. Same with this one. So we're plugging in all of the integers from 8 to 10 for n, starting with 8. So 3 times 8 plus 1, that's going to give us the first number, plus 3 times 9 plus 1, that gives us the next number, plus 3 times 10 plus 1, that gives us the last number. We end with plugging in 10. But sometimes this can be a lot of work, especially if it was like plugging in all the numbers from n equals 2 to 100. We don't want to have to actually go through, plug all those in, and then add it all up. For example, in this next example, it says, find the sum of the arithmetic sequence. We don't want to plug in 1 for n, 2 for n, 3 for n, all the way up until 20 for n. We have a formula. And this is the same formula we use for adding up arithmetic sequences when they're not written in that notation. So all we really need to do is plug in the first number and then plug in the last number. So 2 times 1 minus 3, that gives us our first term value, which is 2 minus 3, which is -1. And plug in 20 for n. Even though we have all these numbers in between, the last number is going to be 2 times 20 minus 3. So a sub 1, the first term is -1. The last term is 37. We don't care about all the numbers in between. And then to find how many total terms there are, oftentimes it's the number that's up here as long as you're starting with a 1. But what will always work is taking the top number minus the bottom number plus 1. So 20 minus 1 is 19, and then add 1, you get 20. Just like back here, there were 3 terms. There weren't 10 terms because we didn't start with 1 down here. But we can do 10 minus 8 is 2, and then add 1, that's 3 terms. So there's 20 terms. That last term is term number 20 over 2. And now we can just simplify. 20 divided by 2 is 10. -1 plus 37 is 36. And 10 times 36 is 360.